Tonight, we're talking about something older than religion, older than the written language, older than fear itself. Tonight, we're talking about demons. Not the Hollywood version, not the horned creatures, not the stuff you scream at during horror movies. No, we're talking about demons who hide, demons who blend in, demons who walk into your life wearing the exact face you trust most. Every culture has a warning. They don't come as themselves. So what did they come as? This is Demon Disguises in one of our season 17 episodes. Welcome, everybody, to the Demon Disguises episode of Is Real. There you go. Joining me virtually because our booth sucks with heat. Big Joe, say hello.
It's a fucking garage. I mean, come on.
Roadblock, say hello.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Asshole, say hello.
If you sub to our Patreon for just $1 a month, you can help us get heat. Have a heart.
It is now.
Consider
It's now Telethon.
Yeah, I feel like playing that sad dog music behind. Fuck, we need a celebrity who just, a woman just sitting there petting Max or petting your fucking cat.
in the arms of the angels.
All right. So let's chat about the basics. Not possession, not exorcism. The tactic that precedes all of that, disguise. Across ancient Babylon, the Dead Sea region, India, West Africa, Europe, East Asia, the descriptions line up almost perfectly. Demons hide their form because they need access, they need trust, and they need permission, even if it's tricked. In Corinthians 2, Paul says, Satan himself appears as an angel of light. In Islam, jinn are called chameleons of the unseen. In Norse legend, spirits took the shape of ancestors to mislead warriors. And in African lore, trickster entities use human voices to call people by name.
The Anastasi.
Yeah. It's the same warning. What shows up at your door might not be what it looks like. So here are the panel questions. Do you think demons actually need permission? Or is that just religious framing? Anthony, we'll start with you because you're the heathen.
Do demons need permission? Kind of, in my opinion, undermines the nature of being a demon. It's a demon. It's there to be spooky and take your soul and corrupt you, but it has to ask nicely first. I think it's full of shit.
Okay, Roadblock?
Really?
Okay.
Really? I wouldn't believe any of that shit. I don't think that if they were real, they would not need permission because they would be able to do whatever the fuck they want. Quite literally. Like, why the hell would they need permission to do anything? They find, if anything, I probably could believe that a demon can find one of the weakest souls walking around in an area and target that person, if that makes sense.
Okay. Dad?
Absolutely. I do believe it. And I'll give you a little background. The most non-existent time that demons have is around the holidays, around Christmas time. They are not allowed to carry out their bullshit on the holidays. And I see you guys laughing. That's fine. You can look it up. You can do whatever you want to do. But most
I'm laughing at him. I'm not laughing at you.
Things.
I'm not laughing. I'm curious.
Around the holidays, there are certain things that God will put up with, and God will not put up with. You can laugh it off. You can joke it off. It's fine. The thing is, it's the truth. Just look at the amount of demonic activity that goes around, as far as said times during the year. This around the holidays, around this time of year, I don't know the exact dates, and I know I mean I might
who
be a
are
little
reference
wrong
watching
there.
this, we are recording this around the holidays. I'm just letting you know.
The thing is, there are certain rules that even demons have to apply to. Now, this is where it gets to be a little tricky. When you say, well, they need permission. It's not like they're calling you up and saying, "Can I take your soul tomorrow? I have a hair appointment at 10. Well, I'll be there at 9." It doesn't work that way.
Josh's demon doesn't have a hair appointment.
Okay, when they say the demonic needs your permission. What they're alluding to is how you're acting, how you live your life. If you do negative shit, if you're a rapist, if you're a molester, if you're somebody that kills people, you're automatically inviting the demonic into you. You're giving them permission at that point. They don't call you and ask you for permission per se. So you can get that out of your head right now. What it means is the demonic are all around you. They're watching all the time, and they're waiting for that chance to just slip in and do what they got to do. And they will if you give them that chance. So the best way to keep the demonic at bay is to live a decent life, a good life. We're all sinners. We're all going to find that loophole in there somewhere. But it's like if you're a mass murderer, the chances of you attracting demonic are light years ahead of a guy that goes to church every week.
You see,
That's just the reality of it.
okay, I have a little problem with that. Just a little. Because you're saying the people who live a bad life are usually the ones that attract the demonic the most. Yet,
Could attract the demonic. Could. Now, it doesn't happen in every case.
Okay, but yet, for I would say the most famous cases, and more so often, we have people being possessed, and the people who are being possessed are children. So, explain to me that logic. How did the children leave a bad life to where a demon was attracted to the child?
I'm not going to sit there and tell you I know. I don't know. I don't know that. Again, children are impressionable. Children they're open. Their psyches are open more than an adult will. They don't reason as well as an adult. So maybe, just maybe, somewhere along the line, a demon tempted it into doing something and found an in there. I don't know. Never said I had all the answers. However, when I tell you about the permission part, that's what it meant. That's what it means. Now, as far as children are concerned, children are the target for the demonic. The demonic want to ravage children. They want to destroy children.
Anthony.
Because that's what they do. And you know what? You can laugh about all you want, but this is the subject matter. This is really, really dangerous stuff. Now, you can laugh, you can joke, you do whatever you want to do, because some of it does sound far-fetched, but it's only far-fetched to people that have never seen it, or have never felt it, or have never experienced it. Believe you me, if there's something in your house of the demonic nature and you can't get rid of it, you're not going to be talking like that. You're going to be saying, holy shit, there is something. It is real. I was a skeptic before. I'm not a skeptic anymore. That's what you get in 99% of these cases. As far as children are concerned, the demonic loves to attack children because they can mold them. Remember the entire existence of the demonic is to destroy humanity, is to destroy you,
Souls.
is to destroy your soul. It's because, again, you're a creature of God. You're made in God's image. They don't like that.
Okay. So let's break down the disguise themselves, okay? These show up in thousands of stories, documents, and religious warnings. Number one is dead loved ones. This is the most documented form. Medieval writers warned demons wear the faces of the familiar. Modern paranormal investigators talk about mimics, who are entities pretending to be your mother, your spouse, even someone who just passed away. So why this form is because grief lowers the defenses. Number two, second most common, is a child crying loss calling your name. Hundreds of cases claim that a demon used this tactic to draw someone in. Black-eyed children, Victorian ghost girls in white dresses, same frickin' blueprint. Number three, animals, cats, dogs, birds, goats. Certain traditions say demons appear as the animals people have emotional attachment to. A black dog appears in English lore, but a familiar spirit appears in witchcraft trials. It's the disguise closest to human companionship. And number four is not a physical disguise, but a psychological one. A voice that calls itself your guardian angel, a dream visitor, a thought that does not feel like yours. This is where modern exorcists say the danger begins. Which disguise feels the most dangerous and why? Anthony, we'll start with you. If you had to believe it.
If I had to believe it, which one would be the most dangerous to me? So you have, sorry, it was a long bunch of things you said. The call of a child, a lover, a
children,
pet, yeah,
dead loved ones,
right.
animals, or self voices in your head, like psychological shit.
Well, I can't say it's the one in the head for me because I don't know. I've never experienced hearing another voice in my head. I don't know how I would react to that. I think I would try to internally rationalize it and find myself responsible for it anyway. So I can't be that. The animal thing is weird unless I hear like, a fucking chihuahua in my guest room. Like, I don't give a fuck. That was Max, wasn't it? Fucking cocksucker. I don't give a shit about like if I hear a dog barking outside, I'm not gonna care. If I heard one of my cats, I'm like, oh, it's one of my cats. Whatever, I'll go see what's wrong with Garfield. But if I hear something coming from a room that an animal shouldn't be in because they don't have an animal in that room, yeah, fuck out of here.
No, there's a difference. With the animals, it's a dead pet that you loved. It's to get your trust. Like,
hold on, like I would know fucking Mickey's bark between him and 500 other like Shetland sheep. No, I wouldn't know. It's a fucking bark.
No, they appear as that animal.
All right, Joe.
No.
Like if
I know it's okay. Just cross animals off. It's not going to be an animal thing. I mean, that's fucking weird. The dog's dead. It can't be here. This ain't Pet Cemetery. So I think it would probably be the same rules apply with the kid. If I hear a kid in my house, I'm getting the fuck out. Like, there's none here. There's
what are you doing out of my basement?
Here. There's none here. So put the kid thing aside. I think it would be a dead relative. Because if I'm lying in bed and I heard someone, any of them, pick one from my living room, I'm going to investigate that shit on multiple levels. Like, if I came out and I saw one of them sitting there, I wouldn't be afraid. I would want to engage in a conversation. So if you're talking about like a demon's disguising itself, and this isn't like, don't take notes, fuckers. Like, that would be the thing that would get my attention and want to engage. I wouldn't do it for anything else.
Joshua?
For me, the most believable, I would say it would be the voices or having thoughts in your head. Only because I believe like the brain is more powerful than we know. And I would think that even if you're a normal person, you probably talk to yourself either verbally through your mouth or you think thoughts. And if it was possible for demons to do that, to mess with you, I think that actually would be the easiest in my mind.
My head.
I would think. Yeah, it's because it's like, come on. I mean, we all think about hundreds of thousands of different things a day. What we're gonna eat, what we're gonna drink, all that type of shit. And I feel like it would be easy for it to get into your head and then start to slowly steer your thoughts to other directions. And you may not even know
too much
it.
Disturbed.
Okay, and your point?
Yeah, I'm just looking at all the merch. Like, that's exactly what they talk about.
Yeah.
Just that fight of your inner demons and the idea of like your thoughts aren't yours. Love it.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Dad?
All of the above. And I'll tell you why. And I want to go one by one with them. I know you hang your head, but you asked.
No, go.
Okay.
Let the man cook.
The voices in your head. I don't believe that the demons are going in there and they're talking to you in your head. I'm sorry. I don't believe that. I believe everything is influenced because, again, you got to understand that the greatest power of the demonic is for them to try to prove that they don't exist. That's how they gain their foothold into your life. All right. Now, as far as I think Joshua's right ahead, you think 1,000 thoughts a day. It's how your thoughts are being steered. It's how your thoughts are being like controlled. You're being pointed in a certain direction on how to think. Like you'll see something on the side of the road, it's like a piece of shit or something like that. Anybody ever drive with me? Okay. My road rage is legendary at some point. Okay. That's
yes,
one of
the
it's not like they're
racist
talking to you, but they're, As far as dead relatives are concerned, watch very carefully when you say that, because when the demonic appears, it never appears as a complete entity. If your grandma's sitting on a couch, she's probably sitting there and she has no feet, or something is missing. Her eyes might just be off. So the demonic never appears. When it does appear, it never appears full, ever. Doesn't happen. All right. What was the next one, Joey?
Children or animals?
Children are if you see children that are in distress, that's creepy. And you're going to try to help it. And you're going to try to take on, and then you're going to find out there's really nothing there. And you're going to start questioning your own sanity. Did I hear, a kid screaming? How many times have you heard these EVPs with children in it? The first thing goes to your is, shit, I feel really bad for that kid. I really feel bad because that kid is trapped. But do we know if it's trapped or do we know if it's demonic? We don't know. That's another way they gain foothold. These are little subtle things. It just happens to add up. And that's how things happen. That's how they gain a foothold in your life and they start to torment you.
So, segment 3, we're going to talk about case files and real stories. So let's hit some documented cases from exorcist paranormal teams and centuries-old traditions that people used to argue demons disguise themselves. Case number
hold
1
on a
is
minute,
the
Joey.
helpful...
You're very low. I don't know if that's something.
Hello? Good? Hello?
I'm going to up maybe it's, yeah.
Is it me?
I can hear you now, yeah. But you were getting increasingly lower.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
All right,
I hear
so
a bad echo, but I can hear you.
The helpful angel, Catholic exorcist files. A woman believed a glowing presence was guiding her towards spiritual purity. It encouraged prayer, isolation, and silence. Then it escalated. The angel told her her family was corrupt. It told her to stop eating. It told her she was chosen. Priests determined the entity was not divine, it was demonic, and its purity message was manipulation. Case number 2, the basement girl. A paranormal team in Ohio. A small girl seen crying at the bottom of the stairs, whispers of help me, but EVP captured something beneath the childlike tone. A second voice, a deeper voice. They claimed it was a lure, a mimic, a trap. Case number 3, the dream lover. For centuries, people reported nightly visitors who appear as somewhat attractive or familiar. Whether you believe it in the supernatural or sleep paralysis, the theme is identical. An entity disguises itself to emotionally attach. These are your incubi and succubi. Case number 4 is the shadow relative. A modern case, a man saw his deceased grandmother sitting at his kitchen table, fully solid until he spoke. When he did, her head turned too far unnaturally and the illusion broke. He told investigators that wasn't my grandmother, it was something wearing my grandmother. Which of these cases, gentlemen, feels the most believable? Dad, we'll start with you.
The number 1 case, what was that again?
The number 1 case would be the helpful angel. You want me to read it?
Yeah, go read them again. The helpful angel. There was one in there I had a thought about. Maybe I'd lost my train of thought here.
So the helpful angel, the basement girl, the dream lover, and then the shadow relative.
All right, the helpful angel to me is the most believable because again, when a person is in need of something and it finds comfort in something that's going to help it, whether you pray to it, oh, goes to help me with this, help me with that, and it appears, and I'm gonna give you a little. Do you guys remember a movie not so long ago? I can't remember the name of it. The whole premise of the movie was this entity appeared to masses of people, kind of like like our
Fatima.
Virgin Fatima and stuff like that. But it turned out that this entity was actually demonic in nature, and it was gathering these people in. I can't remember the name of it. It was about 5 years ago, maybe a little less. But it was all about, and I believe what's his name was in it. The guy who played Nealon. What the hell's his name? Anyway.
Holy shit.
What?
Get to the
What?
fucking point.
Well, I didn't hear what he said.
I
Nothing.
said,
Just
get
go.
to the fucking point.
What I'm trying to say, asshole, is this movie was just based on that, where this entity would show up and it would appear to these people and they started to worship it, and only to find out that it really wasn't what they thought it was. So I believe that that's the most believable. There, I'm done.
Okay, Anthony.
Dead grandma. That'd be
Okay,
the spookiest.
Joshua.
Like I said before, that's the only one I would engage with.
Joshua.
I'm actually in the same boat with Tony. I think like dead relative would be the most believable.
You dream of your lover. Okay, it's a fucking dream. How much, stock can you put in a dream? The angel thing. I don't know. Maybe. What was the third one again?
So the shadow relative, the dream lover, the basement girl, or the helpful angel.
Oh, the basement girl. No. If a little girl's in a basement, I'm gonna stay at the top of the stairs and say, "Bitch, get up here." And if she says I have a broken leg, I'm gonna say, "Crawl." Like I'm not coming down there to get you. I don't know the fuck's down there. You come to me. And if 25 minutes goes by and I don't even see you at the foot of the stairs, I'm leaving and calling a priest.
Okay. So our next segment is the obviously we always have a skeptic segment, demon or psychology. Let's look at the flip side. Skeptics argue these experiences have natural explanations. Number one is grief hallucinations. People see or hear loved ones after death, which is very common. Number two is sleep paralysis. Entities appearing beside you, on top of you, or speaking to you while you are sleeping. Number three is pattern matching brain. Fill in the unknown with the familiar. Demonologists say different. Spiritual deception includes manipulation over time, not just a moment of hallucination. A hallucination doesn't ask for permission. A hallucination doesn't mimic voices across months. A hallucination doesn't change tactics depending on your emotional state. So, where is your line between psychological and paranormal? Joshua, we'll start with you.
Like I said, if I was to believe in demons, I think the easiest way would be to sit there and play with your mind and influence your thoughts and stuff like that. But that's a fine line between the actual science of the mind and paranormal. So I think that's a really, really thin line. It could be portrayed to either side, depending more on the situation, like the severity of it, I would say. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right, Anthony.
I love you said that they don't recognize something, their mind fills it in. That's the uncanny valley shit, right? And I love that uncanny valley stuff because it's like this unnatural fear of something that you shouldn't be afraid of because it looks weird. Something is off about it. And I think the scariest thing is our imaginations. And sure, I could definitely there's been times I've thought I saw something out of the corner of my eye or whatever. Like it's not there though. So it's like, your mind plays tricks on you. So yeah, I would go with that.
All right, Dad.
I don't say that everything is demonic. Okay, let's just clear the air here. All right, when there is demonic involved, there's certain steps it takes. Some of it will be to try to mask itself as far as, well, you're just going crazy. You talk to somebody and you're just going nuts. As in The Exorcist, the first half of the movie was she was in medical, facilities. They were trying to figure out medically what's going on. And that does happen. And when the church is looking for, facts, they're looking for proof of the demonic. They want to rule out medical stuff. Because yes, your brain can fuck you up. It can fill in the blanks. It can do a lot of crazy shit. It can make it seem, that you're losing your marbles. What it can't do is speak in tongues. What it can't do is levitate furniture. What it can't do is set a building on fire just by looking at it. What it can't do is possess someone and make it speak in other languages or unseen knowledge, stuff that they should have no idea what they talking about. Okay, that's where the line gets drawn, and that's when the church says, okay, this is where medically we've done everything we can. We've got the person on Prozac or whatever the hell they put him on. I don't know. When all that is ruled out, that's when you have to look at it as the demonic and as what's going on. That's where also I follow. That's where I believe in. I believe that at some point you have to go and you have to check out if a person is psychologically impaired, if the person is just fucking batshit crazy. We don't know. No one knows. That's why you do the test. That's why you do all that stuff. And because you just don't want to go around dabbing anybody who's like farting the wrong way and dabbing them with holy water because they're possessed. Can't do it. You have to make sure that the person is possessed. And by doing everything you have to do, then at that point, the only thing left is demonic. The only thing left is that person's being influenced by the demonic, and you go forward accordingly at that point.
Oh, so here's the final question. If demons really disguise themselves, are we in danger? Most religions agree a demon cannot simply barge into your life. You have to invite it. You have to trust the wrong thing. And that's the power of disguise. It doesn't overpower you. It convinces you. Maybe the threat isn't the demon. Maybe the threat is your ability to misjudge what stands in front of you. So the final question to everybody is, are people today more vulnerable than ever to spiritual deception? Dad, we'll start with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody's looking for an answer. Everybody's looking for, the way the world is today, it's just a disaster. We're headed down the wrong path. People are looking for enlightenment. People are looking for something that's going to help them, make them feel better. And I'm not talking about physically or mentally. I'm talking about emotionally. There's things out there that, I can go off on a rant here, but I do believe that the demonic is influencing this world more than you know. I believe that people are looking towards that, and we are being slowly boiled, folks. And that's my opinion as far as what's going on. So yeah, I do believe that now more than ever, the demonic is making itself present. It's literally making us change the way we do things, making what used to be terribly wrong now not so bad. We can do that now. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're like the frog in the pot. We're being slow cooked.
I love the religious, what is it called? Scare tactics. So, well, Anthony, we'll go with you.
I've been very good this episode, I think. I haven't been interrupted. I didn't interrupt. I didn't make snide comments.
So you'll make up for it now.
I go off on tangents asking repetitive questions. I think I will continue this trend and just say this. I may not agree with your opinion, sir, but I will die to keep your freedom to have them.
And now we're at a First Amendment thing?
Okay, no, we're not getting into that. Joshua, I just took Anthony's First Amendment away from him. Joshua?
What the fuck?
I think it could be possible. With today's day and age, technology being what it is, easy access to all sorts of information, misinformation, depending on your state of mind, and if they are real, they could easily get involved and influence people who are lacking spiritually, probably more than ever at this time. I think there's so many factors to play in it, especially in the digital age, that could send anybody, I guess, be a bigger target compared to others, depending on who you are and what you're into.
Okay. I think I'm going to play on the other side of the fence than everybody. As far as today, I don't think people are more spiritually vulnerable than yesteryear, if you will. The only reason I say that is because I believe now with technology, now with more education and everything like that, people understand more, and we're not just blindly following religious leadership or anything like that. As far as, because if you look in the past, people sit there and you're looking at me weird, and I'm not saying it to the point where like I'm saying like okay, so yes, we have people who are extremists in every sector of religion. But I believe 400, 500 years ago, 2000 years ago, Jesus' time, they were more religious extremists than there are now.
That's a very interesting opinion.
Yeah, I'd have to sit there and do some research on that. I honestly, Joe, I don't believe
The reason
you.
I say that, because
Mm,
go to the time of, let's just say, what was it? The Inquisition, that. So someone turned around and said, look, the religious leaders said, bad, 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 kill, kill, kill. But you don't do that. But if the Pope says something today, you're not going to have fucking people go out and fucking kill. Like, it's a different time than it was years ago.
Explain the
So
Holocaust.
Explain
that's
what's going
that's
on. Explain, yeah, explain,
Yeah, there we go.
explain what they
Josh
did
with
in
the tag
Russia.
team.
Explain what they're doing
Huh?
in Ukraine right now. Explain all that. Explain that to me.
That is not spiritually. That is just war. There's a difference.
Uh,
There is a difference.
All
There
right.
is not a religious leader saying, like, yeah, like, yes, did Hitler take out the Jews and say the Jews were the problem? Yes, he did. But he also took out other sectors of just
Debatable.
homosexuals, of African Americans, of this, that, and the third. He didn't just say take out people who are non-Catholic or whatever he believed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. People aren't, as far as spiritually now, they're not just blindly following religious leadership. And to say that people today are more vulnerable spiritually, I can't get behind that.
Who's the people that are getting radicalized online? Who are they blindly following
Huh?
online? You got these people, and I dare say Islam, okay? But you got people that are being radicalized online, literally radicalized from.
no,
Again,
Okay,
They're not being fucking radicalized online. Now
yeah,
you
they are
got
being
me there.
radicalized online. Okay,
No, they're fucking not.
the internet has a long
Islam is
reach.
the. Stop it. Shut the fuck up and stop it. Islam is the
Your tits are
second
bounced.
biggest religion in the fucking world. Okay? You're talking about billions of people follow that religion. The few thousand, maybe, dumb motherfuckers who live outside of that religion, was not raised in that
Get the
religion,
fuck out of here.
being converted is
Okay.
nothing compared to
It's
the
this-
millions of people who are raised that way because it's a fucking religion.
it's the same thing if you look at Christianity and Catholicism. There's a lot of Christianity that there's a sector, again, just as small as the Islamic sector, that are radicalized. You have people shooting up abortion clinics, blowing up abortion clinics. These things do happen.
And then you have the opposite of those radicals, like the fundamentalists, the fucking Amish. Like, we won't kill you, but we don't want fucking electricity either. It's like, all right, fine, Herschel, stay there. Like,
Yeah,
you have
so-
this
Choice of how to
extreme
live.
gauntlet.
That's their choice how to live. They're not blowing
No,
things
no,
up.
no. But
They're not
you're right. Hold
killing
on a second.
people
Hold on a
because
second.
God told them it was a good idea.
Stop. What's the difference? It's an extreme way to live because you are taking a thing that is very widely accessible and it improves the nature of life, and you're choosing to living a hard life for the sake of your religion.
Extreme or not,
It's
the
on the
point is,
same meter.
those extremists, if we go on, I know you want to minimalize and say, well, it's only a little bit. It's only a little bit. Okay. Those people that are being radicalized are doing it online. That was what I said from the beginning. Okay. So there's more ways to spread evil online now. You didn't have it 50 years ago. You didn't have it 25 years ago.
There's
You're
more
absolutely
ways
right,
to
but there was
spread.
still
That's my point.
extreme Arabic. There was still extreme fucking Islamic people 30, 40 years ago. They were there 100 years ago. They were there 1,000 years
Okay.
ago.
Okay.
Just because
You
we
know
have
what?
the internet doesn't mean that we have this surplus
There-
of people who all of a sudden became extremists. Stop it.
Okay.
It's a fraction.
I don't think the internet has made people more extreme as far as religiously or spiritually. I think it's something that is inbred. Like, you don't become an extreme racist because of the internet. You're raised to be an extreme racist. You're raised to be an extreme violent terrorist whether it be as an Islamic terrorist, whether it be a Christian terrorist, whether it be, I don't really see a lot of Jewish terrorists, but
We're not gonna touch that one.
I'm just not there tonight. Like, I think I just missed a great pitch. Damn it.
you know, like there's the internet is not the cause of the extremists. It is how you are raised to be an
Again,
extremist.
it's not what I said.
It's-
Do you guys have your own way of talking? Maybe I'm missing it. What I said was,
no, you said
you said your whole premise was you don't think that we are worse now than we were back in yesteryear, how you put it.
No. I said we're not more spiritually vulnerable now than we were back then.
When have we ever had a second satanic panic? Like, to reach the heights the first one did? The answer is we haven't. Because the satanic panic was an extreme point in history. And then it died away. Now we're just in panic.
It never
Across
died
the board.
away. It never died away. That's the
I
problem.
don't mean that it died.
See, the problem with you, again, this is what I get out of people your age. Everything is okay. Everything is all right.
but
That's how
you
I'm getting from
people-
you guys. Everything is just so fine. It's okay now. We can do this,
No.
and we can do that, and we can
No.
do this, and go online, and we can watch porno all day. And Anthony's directly
Yeah.
right at you.
And you're
Okay,
taking away
you
the
can do all this
responsibility
stuff.
of the person.
We can
I don't
murder
give a shit.
children, and that's okay. We can do everything
I
we
didn't
want to
say it
do
was
because
okay.
it's okay. That's what I'm
No,
talking
what
What
I
are you
about.
said.
talking about?
One at
I'm
a
not-
time,
I would
please.
never
One asshole at a time. Go ahead.
I would
First of all,
never
he's the
condone.
asshole.
I would never condone the murder of children and just be like, yeah, it's a thing that happens. Hold on a second. You're like the fucking, okay, my age people. You had someone like, and I'm using him because he said it. Charlie Kirk once said, like, you're never going to get a perfect utopia. Now having gun deaths is a logical thing to, that's illogical to expect. It's like, yeah, it's just the nature of reality. I'm not saying that I'm okay with child murdering. I'm saying that I recognize that evil is going to happen,
Maybe
whether
I'm
or
talking
not
right.
I like it or I want to stop it. It's gonna happen, unfortunately, because accidents happen and people are crazy, and this world's a very violent, wild place. So I accept that it is the thing that happens, but I don't condone it happening.
And you're going to tell me, and this is what I'm getting from, I haven't heard Joshua yet, but I'm going to, you two guys, you're going to tell me that we are not worse off now than we were 25, 30 years ago. You're going to tell me that?
I don't
Please, if
think
you're
we're
gonna tell me
worse
that-
off than we were. Look, let's just put it like
No,
this.
the same
Listen,
shit.
2,000 years ago, they crucified Jesus Christ. Okay?
Very good.
So you're gonna tell me that we're more spiritually vulnerable than the people who crucified Christ?
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes, absolutely. And the reason I said it, because that was the Romans did it, right? The Romans crucified Christ. Am I wrong here? Okay. That was the
By the
Romans.
behest of the Jewish people.
Romans. The Romans. One sect. The Romans.
Hold
All right?
up, whoa.
Now
By
you
the
have
behest
people,
of the
if you go on, you
Hold
can go
up.
online
By
right
the
now and
behest
find
of the
anybody you want
Jewish people.
if
they wanted
thousands of
Christ
people.
hung.
What?
The Jewish people, if you read the Bible, wanted that to happen.
Yeah, the Jews
punches Pilate, wash his hands. He goes, this is what the people want.
Yeah, the Jews ratted him out, but the Romans did the execution. So it's like me and Sarah have this argument all the time. She's like, your people killed him. No, your people killed him. It's like, well, there's like, who is the real murderer? The judge who orders the execution or the man who carries the axe? Like, that's always been a philosophical debate.
But that's when you sit there and say, the Romans carried out the act. But when Pontius Pilate said, I wash my hands of this, he's saying this is what the people want. And who were his people, or the people that he was governing at the time? It was the Jews. And the Jews wanted Christ hung.
So what are you telling me? That's what I mean.
So
what does that got to do with
Here-
the fact that we might be worse off now than we were back then? That's all I want to know.
Because you're telling me spiritually that we're worse off now
Oh, without a
because
doubt.
of the internet.
Without a doubt.
But back then, they hung the Messiah.
He's not saying that there wasn't crimes back then of religious crimes. Christ's sakes, yeah, there was.
And then you
It's much worse
and then you
now.
had
It's much worse now.
It is not much worse
It's
now.
much worse now.
You had people blindly following the Catholic Church and their crusades, killing people left and right because you didn't believe in this, you didn't believe in that, blindly following because that's what the Pope said. Spiritually, now people can understand that's wrong. And I don't understand.
Justifying it anymore in the same way they used to. The Pope said to the Crusaders, I bless you and absolve you from all your sins from here moving forward, because what you're doing is in the name of the Lord.
So
And you know what happened? Hold on a second. You know what happened? A lot of those Crusaders went to villages and they raped people. They butchered people. Because in their eyes, they're already forgiven. I can do anything I want because the Pope says, as long as I'm on this crusade, I'm forgiven. So they took advantage of people. They murdered people. They tortured people because they thought they were fine, right? They had a reason to justify it. We don't justify shit like that anymore.
No.
We don't look at like, you know what?
We don't justify it anymore. We don't justify. What is the biggest fucking debate in this country right now? What is the biggest debate in this country? The Democrats and Republicans.
Stop yelling into the mic so close.
Yes,
it's not.
Yeah, back up a little, homie. The Democrats and the Republicans, what? They argue about everything.
No, the biggest thing they got is abortion. The biggest thing they got is
abortion. Okay.
And people that are pro-abortion are like, oh, it's my body, I'll do what I want. Okay, they have their opinion, and pro-lifers have their opinion. But in the meantime, people are getting slaughtered. Okay, fucking slaughtered. You look at it any way you want.
Whether you believe that the fetuses are humans or not, or people or not, whatever the hell you want to believe, they're the people who are sitting there saying, well, and we're talking about spiritually here. Now, when you talk about when you talk about spiritually, you're talking about religion, because most people don't believe. If you don't believe in religion, you don't believe you have a fucking spirit. All right.
Okay.
That's a fact.
I can summarize this up real fast.
Hold on. So when you sit there and say that the people who are slaughtering babies because it's my body, my choice, they're not feeling like Anthony just said that the Pope bless me, I can do whatever the fuck I want. They're just saying that I'm human. I can do whatever I want in my body, not because God said I can do it. There's a difference there when you talk about spiritually.
In the age of the unenlightened, and I mean uneducated, before like, talking 500, 700 years ago, whatever. Before education was valued and was an
when
actual
people thought
thing.
the earth was the center of the fucking universe.
Exactly. They were devout because they had their religious leader. They did everything that religious leader said. And if they didn't, they were cast out and they were not allowed to be with those people anymore. That is not how 2025 works. Because now we have the freedom to escape any religion you want, at least in this country, to escape any religion you want, or even not be a part of any religion. It's not as it was then where you had to be, otherwise you were cast to the side. Now you can do whatever the fuck you want, at least in America. And I think there's a lot of part, like especially in Europe, where people make their own decisions. And that lessens the likelihood of demonic exposure.
So then let me ask you this, Witch, and this is going to be my final thought, because this could get real. This could be all night. If that's the case, and we're better off now than we were then, is anybody following these clerics, the Muslims online now? The one guy that says Islam will be in your house. You will follow. This is going to be a country. That's going to be. That's a fucking threat. That's a motherfucking threat. Okay.
Yeah, and that happens
that's the problem. That is the problem. So don't tell me where it doesn't happen now.
Okay,
it's happening in real time right now.
Yeah, but that happens again with any extremist religion that you have.
I was going to say the same thing. That's an extremist view, just like there's extremist views of Christians and Catholics who go door to door and try to shove the word of God down their throats because people don't believe. Do you accept Jesus? I'm going to say no. And they'll sit there and be like, well, you should. He talked to me. He did that. That's extremist views. Just the same way Islam has it and everybody else has it.
And you slam the door in their face and they go away. Simple as that.
Okay, so let me
They're
put it to you like this.
You will do what I tell
hold
you
on,
to do.
Hold on.
Give
Let
me
me.
and then
shut
wait,
up my
wait,
door.
And
wait.
it's
Hold
the
on.
same thing. And it's the same thing with online. It's the same thing with online. You see something that's an
Yeah, click
extremist
X.
view, guess what?
You
Next.
click the fuck
X.
away. Yes,
Block.
thank you.
Dismiss.
You
That's
don't
it.
have
It's
to
the
hear
same
That's
their
all it
threats.
is.
But
You
on the flip
don't
side of
have
that,
to accept
on the
it.
flip side of that, you got people that'll sit there and go, you know what? I agree with that, so I'm going to hear more what they got to say. And then
And
it
they
winds
have
up being a
every right
fucking
to
whack
fucking
job. You
agree
go
with
take
it.
out a
This is
shopping mall.
America.
But
Okay.
but
And they
that's
have every right to agree with it. It's a fucking America.
The people that the internet, you wouldn't be having people that would think like that, or you wouldn't be having people like that could be radicalized if there was no internet. Is that what you're saying? Because exactly what I'm saying.
no,
No, because
because it's
people
so
think like that. No, people think like that to begin with. The only thing that the internet did was allow people to connect on those topics.
Exactly.
you.
That's exactly what I'm
They were
saying.
That's
already
the only
there.
difference.
And
Those
millions at
thoughts
a
are
time.
still there. It won't. Those thoughts are still there, though. It won't make a
I
difference.
totally disagree
It
with
won't
you.
make a difference.
I totally disagree. Nobody wakes up one day and says, you know what, today I'm going to blow down, I'm going to blow up a plane. That doesn't work that
no,
way.
you're right.
They don't.
No, they
when they
don't
go
wake up that
online
day.
and somebody says,
Well,
you know what,
wait.
because God said it was a good idea, I think we should do that.
No, they don't wake up that way. They are taught by the person who is extreme above them. If you're taught racism at a young age, you grow up to be a fucking racist.
Look, you know what?
If you're taught to hate black people, then you're going to grow up to hate black people.
Okay.
If you're taught to hate Christians, you're going to grow up to hate Christians. Like that's what it is. Like Puerto Ricans
yet
grow
it's
up to
not
hate Dominicans.
and yet-
Dominicans grow up to hate Puerto Ricans. Like that's what it does. That happens.
And yet it's not definitive in that either. Because Joey is right, but at a certain age, you still have the responsibility of freedom of choice. And there is that small section that does decide to go, I don't want to be like this thing I was taught, or I want to seek something else that I was taught.
Wait,
And they
wait.
go,
In this world,
I'll give you an
in this
example of what I
world
mean.
right
Hold on.
now, just
Hold
like back when you were telling me that they followed the role of the Pope, because why?
Dad.
Because they were weak-minded
Dad.
fools who now are on
Dad.
the internet
Right.
being fucking following other morons.
do you-
so the
do you
internet
know what the
is
original
definitely
internet was
putting
for
it
these
into the
people?
homes. Look,
Do you know what the original?
It's already getting
Hold
late.
on, wait.
I have no more time for this.
Do you know what the original internet was for these people who are extremists in their views?
I have no idea.
Magazines.
Please enlighten me.
No. People who gather share the same ideas. And granted,
values.
yes, it's not
Look,
across the pond. It's not
this is-
different countries.
Again, this is a
It
difference
is-
of opinion. You said your piece. I've said my piece. Can we end this fucking thing now? I don't want to argue with you anymore because after the show's over, I can tell you to go fuck yourself. So let's get moving here, please. I don't have time.
You can tell
for
me
this.
to fuck myself on the show.
You're right. It's true. So go fuck
He
yourself.
tells you to jerk off all the time. So
That's right.
I was
don't have to
fucking
tell him to do
doing
that. He does it
so
by himself.
good.
Huh?
I was doing so good, god damn it. I was respectful.
I have enough.
All right, so
you know what? You and I need to get back to our show. You and I need to go because there's some rip roaring shit we got to get into.
You
But anyway,
said to me you didn't want to argue with me.
it's not argue. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to hit you with that
Anywho.
and you'll sit there and go. So that's the end of that. All right, Joe, let's go.
well, no.
Take us out.
That was our Demon Disguise episode, A Tactic as Old as Human Fear. Sorry, yeah, A Tactic as Old as Human Fear, and maybe as real as anything we've talked about this season. Let us know what you think. Are disguises a supernatural strategy or cultural storytelling? If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment your theories. Spotify listeners, hit that follow. TikTok and Instagram is This Real Podcast and Green Hour Media. And next week, we're hitting the road. Next week, highways at night, an empty road, and suddenly a figure on their shoulder flagging you down. People swear they've given rides to passengers who vanish in the back seat. Soldiers, brides, kids, old men, ghosts that leave physical items behind or give warnings that come true. One of the oldest, most universal ghost legends of all, phantom hitchhikers. Are these real restless spirits, warnings, time glitches, or something darker in disguise? Buckle up. Next week is going to be a wild ride. Say goodnight, everybody. Thank you for listening.
Good night,
We'll catch
everybody.
you guys next week.
Good night, everybody.
Remember, everybody, question everything. Good night.
All
I was
right,
afraid
I'm
of
going
being in a
now.
time-
No.